This is our tool belt. We have a razor blade pouch which holds the razor blade. When pulling this out, obviously this is a sharp blade. You want to make sure that your thumb isn't in the way. We have a blade here. The way that this slides out is it slides out one way, and you can see that there's a blade already loaded up on the slide. This portion, this black piece, is called the slide. This is your blade, and this is your razor. This one has an angle on it. Sometimes they're straight, sometimes they're angled. It's really preference. We choose to use the angled scrapers. I can show you why in another video. You'll see that in the razor blade video. This has two sides to the blade. I like to install these blades with the wording facing up and then use it, and when I feel like it's getting dull, I'll pull it out. Or if I chip it, sometimes they chip or bend, flip it around and you can use the other side. Now say I come back to my belt tomorrow and I pull this out and I see the words are upside down, I know that I've used both sides of this blade. So in that case, I would dispose of the blade. Dispose of the blade inside of this razor blade holder here. We have on the back side an open slot where the old razor blade slides into. Just push it all the way in, and then on the other side you can see there's arrows pointing up and it says push. You just put your thumb in this hole here and push up. The blade slides out. Make sure that there's only one blade that came out and pull it out. This blade that I set here in the back is still good on one side, so we're going to use that. And remember, the side with the words facing up was used already, so we're going to flip this over where they're facing upside down. Slide it into the razor. I always like to look at it and make sure that it's laying flat all the way across. If you get dings and dents and debris inside this slide and then put your razor into it, it'll cause this razor blade to sit uneven, and when you're razor blading glass, you'll notice that it leaves a lot of trails and stuff, and it just doesn't glide across the glass nice and flat. So it's important to make sure that your slide is clean. If there's a bunch of stuff in it, you could just take a rag and wipe it, right? Get all the debris and stuff out of that slide. Put your blade on. Notice that there's 3 indentations in this slide and there's 3 holes in the blade. Make sure that those are lined up properly. If it's sitting a little off and then you try to push it in, it's either going to fit really tight, or once you finally do get it in and use it, it could cause damage to the glass because the blade is not sitting flat in the slide. When we're done, we're just going to seat this properly back into our belt, making sure that a portion of it is not hanging out like you see here. Depending on where you have this located on your belt, you can easily cut yourself when the blade is hanging out. I've seen sometimes when people put blades away, the slide comes out, so the blade will be all the way in, but the slide will be hanging out. That's another very easy way to cut yourself. I myself have been victim of a razor blade cut, 6 stitches here in my thumb. I don't know that you can see that. There's a scar there. But that was simply from having a little bit of this blade hanging out, reaching behind me, and my hand caught that blade. And that's not fun. Blood was everywhere.